Generally, the citizens are free, except that we have to tighten the freedom, because sometimes the statements from some politicians become intimidating. Because, for instance, if let's say they cover a function, if that function is talking on behalf of the people, then it is deemed to be political. It's not political, it is just that some people understand their rights. When they express, that does not mean they've moved from one party A to party B. No. People should be allowed to talk about their freedom, they should be allowed to talk about their human rights and so forth and so on. So when they talk about individual rights of people, they are not being political. What the people want is just to talk what they feel. Because the main reason which causes them to start talking on their own is because they maybe the representatives, maybe they have got at ward level, at constituency level, maybe that person is not talking on their behalf. So sometimes they take it upon themselves. So maybe the people as representatives, if they can be talking on behalf of the people will not start taking it on their own. So what it is, the freedom should be allowed. The media freedom, when people talk, it's not that they are political, no. They want something to be expressed. They want something to be shared amongst the other people, not that they are being political. They only become political if we go for election every 5 years or so. The other years, people just talk what they feel has to assist them in their well-being. For instance, if the people get what they want, they don't even complain. They are complaining now that the biggest issue they are talking about, especially in rural areas, is about the farmers' inputs. If the farmers' inputs are given to them, and if the credit window is spread to all of them, they will not complain. They should not only talk about civil servants to get those. In fact, most of the civil servants are fewer than the other citizens who are not even working. So when they talk about fertilizer, they are not being political. When they talk about human rights, it is because they feel they are not being represented properly by, say, maybe their representatives.
Okay.
The biggest issue which causes the journalists to fear, they do not fear the people whom they represent, because they are so free to the people. What they fear is the authorities. It is the authorities that they fear. I'm talking about the government officials that maybe they will be put them in prisons, they will put them in problems. But if, let's say, some people complain to them, they are normally free to talk. Now the challenge is that it is the intimidation from sometimes the political leaders which is a problem. So if the political leader just leave them to be free, then they will not even complain. Because most of them are elderly people, most of them are young people who have they're not violent anyway. They're not violent. So let them talk. When they talk, get what they want to hear, answer their challenges. If the challenges are not heard, then they'll keep on complaining. Then it looks as if it's an uprising. But otherwise, in rural areas, the uprisings are not there, because they know there are political parties which can deal with that. If somebody said, if it is political, they can join another political party. If it is talking about their own rights, it's not political. They're just talking about themselves, their rights, their neighbors, and their children, and their grandchildren. Because most of the people in rural areas, they are the ones who even look after the grandchildren, and even some sons and daughters. So it is not that political. They should not think it is political. They should think of what it is. What it is that they are just expressing their rights. Because this freedom is a basic right.
Okay.
The right to freedom.
When we come to Cyber Security Act, how well do you understand it?
The Cyber Security Act is okay because it wants to bring accountability for the messages that people pass. Sometimes they can be passing alarming messages, which can actually incite the people to be violent. What most of the people want is not violence against the government. What they want is that to talk. When they talk, they expect change to be taken into place. If there's no change, they'll still keep on murmuring. So the best thing is to allow them to talk. When they talk, then there will be nothing like fearing whatever will happen. Because cyber security, most of the people in rural areas in particular, they don't even understand what it means. What they know is that it is a complaint, so that their leaders can actually get back to them. For instance, when we talk of some places, people are very hardworking. CDF is working, but you find in some other areas it is not working. So when they start, murmuring and complaining, it's not that they are anti-government or anti-anything. That's why even the suspicion of cyber security.